Yeah, donuts. You saw the
Let's
donuts.
start recording. You can't see the
Yeah.
donuts.
I think you saw it. You go to your Slack
Yeah,
and see
yeah.
the picture I sent.
Unfiltered
Nash brought some donuts. This is the holiday
Yeah.
special of Unfiltered. Nash, you gotta grab a donut now.
Yeah, there's
Oh my
Unfiltered
gosh.
donuts.
You did send a picture.
Oh, hold on 1 second. I do have something.
You do?
Give
Alright.
me like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
goes under the tree, picks up the gift.
Yeah.
Oh, that's real.
Oh my gosh. That's awesome.
Not quite a donut, but it's a muffin.
Oh, there we go. Alright.
Didn't
Nash,
that
you gotta
right?
pick your donut now.
She said her personal favorite was coffee cake.
Who said that?
Donut lady.
Oh, nice. You got that.
Cheers.
Nice. Cheers. This is may or may not be my second donut, so.
Cheers. This may or may
Cheers.
not be my fifth muffin.
Mm,
Mm.
so good. Alright.
And I got my coffee. Here to go. Let's go.
Awesome.
This combo is unbeatable. Breakfast combo.
What kind of coffee? What do you drink?
Just whatever's downstairs.
Nice. Whatever's downstairs, like in the lobby.
Yeah, there's like a coffee machine. And then I think they have Phil's beans, but then just a coffee button.
Okay.
Not a big sticker for coffee. Just like as long as I have it.
Sure. Awesome. Alright, Nash, what do we got here?
We have some options. We got WeWork.
Mm.
We got Audible. What else do we have? The Alexa app.
Alexa.
So I think those are three. I think those are three for today. We can start there.
I
Still
say we
sounds fun.
I say we start with Alexa. Have you guys used it?
I've not actually.
I have not. So,
Okay, you can go in fresh then. I've used it, and I have some thoughts. All right, I'm going to jump in. So this is the Alexa app, and let me actually just jump in with my thoughts that I've had for a while on it, because it's basically this: the two things I ever use Alexa for are smart home stuff and shopping list, primarily shopping list. And so the shopping list ends up showing at the top here, and it's okay, but I have a really big beef with it right now, and that is they're trying to be too smart, and they're trying to get me to use like Amazon products. I think that's part of it, is they're trying, the Alexa app wants to be too much, and that's like a classic problem. But if I go into shopping right away, like from the dashboard, I want to add something to my shopping list. I hit the shopping list. Oh goodness.
what do you think?
No,
Well,
I'm not gonna rate it. I hit the plus, and I'm not in a field yet to edit, which is already annoying. Like I should be in a field where I can edit here, but I can't. So now I hit add item, and I'm still not in a field where I can add, like where I can edit. And then I have to hit this. So I have like 3 taps before I can actually add my item.
Okay. Wait. Sorry. First, we're recording, right?
Yeah.
This, everything.
Yep. So yeah, that's the beef I have with it. Like, visually it's fine, but right away it's just there's so much stuff in there, so much extra stuff, that if I hit plus to add an item, it wants to first of all show me all this extra, like start saving. We have a variety of selection. What, I don't care. I want to add an item, so I hit add item again, and I don't care. I want to add an item. Finally, 3 times to get to the thing that should be super easy. Like, you think about the use case of you want to add something to your list. You don't want to go through all this extra stuff, and I appreciate to some extent they're trying to help you,
yeah.
But why do I have to click so many times to get into this field? It's just annoying.
Try to make it too organized.
I guess they're trying to do too much.
Are they trying to be like they're an e-commerce site versus a task management? Maybe that's like their. Could that be it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's part of it for sure. So
I
these
looked at
tabs-
shopping meant like going on Amazon and shop.
Say it again.
Like shopping, I didn't realize it meant like your shopping list for like produce.
No, this is literally so what I use this for, and what a lot of people use this for is so with the actual Alexa, like the Echo, I can say, Alexa, add this to my shopping list, and that's a different
Oh, I see.
that's a different thing altogether. So then when I go grocery shopping, then I hit this and hit this and hit this to get into that field. It just seems completely unnecessary that it's in all those, that many steps to get there. I'll give them credit for now. It's at the top of the list here. It didn't used to be. And I think that's because I use it a lot. But it's just, again, it's annoying to me.
Do you use this to like go to the regular grocery store, or
Yeah.
do you just purchase all this through Amazon?
No, I use it to go to the grocery store.
I think I caught a
is
list called Launch Big Fart. Is that right?
What?
Can you click shopping list maybe?
Where was that? Hold on a second. See y'all. Launch Big Fart. Recently used skill. Okay, my kids are definitely on this app. That's amazing.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
But to your point, like it's Amazon. So how do you, as designers, like they're trying to do everything. I mean, do you create products that are just like, how do you create products like singular products, or how do you create like a product that does so many different things, especially when we're talking about Amazon.
Mm-hmm. No, I saw someone the other day saying essentially like the Everything app is impossible to make it work because it has to do too many things that it will always be confusing because you have too many things in it. But I think you can do a better job. Like I said, and I'm going to harp on this again because it's such a big deal. It's such a frustrating thing to me. If I hit shopping list, if I hit that plus, I should have a field right now. Like I should be able to type right here. And that's like such an obvious thing to me. It's just so annoying that it's not just one, I should say it's not just 2 taps, it's 3 taps to get into the actual field, which just seems kind of outrageous.
Gotcha. So the Alexa app is like it's more like a hub to kind of dictate your Amazon products, because I see you have locks, you have cameras, you have lights.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure where the shopping list comes into handy, but
it's because you use the shopping list with the Alexa products.
oh, so you tell it to like add this to your list. And
Yeah.
then, like,
And that's honestly, that's the number one use case we have for Alexa. There's 2 things. One is, and I said this before, one is controlling lights and devices.
Mm-hmm.
The second is adding things to my shopping list, because that way I don't have to like, open up an app to go and add to my list.
Okay.
Like I can right away just say, Alexa, add cereal, Alexa, add milk, whatever it is, which is great. But if I'm not in range of it, or I'm out and about and I want to add something to my list, this whole 3 taps thing is ridiculous. And then, it's got the smart home stuff. So if I go to devices, I can group all my devices, and actually a lot of these are broken at the moment. Turn lights on and off. I think it didn't do it. It turned that switch
Okay,
on.
so I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Actually, before we do that, I think we should introduce ourselves so they know who's talking.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I'm
my
Rick.
name's Daniel.
Oh, go
Yeah,
ahead.
Daniel, senior designer here at Upstory.
Yeah, I'm
Checking out. Yeah.
awesome. I'm Rick. I'm I don't know, what do you call me? I'm a designer here at Upstory.
Founder and CEO.
I'm Nash. I bring the donuts.
Nash brings the donuts and the
Donuts.
clients.
I'm the clients.
Yeah.
Brings the dough into Upstory.
he brings the dough, we make the clients go nuts. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a cut. That's a good line right there, Daniel. That's we're done.
Yeah.
Nice.
Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to say, introduce us. I think I wanted to ask you a couple questions, Rick, because
Yeah.
looking at the Alexa app, I think my hunch is that Alexa is used very differently among different households. So you as like a user, and maybe you have friends who also use Alexa. My friends don't really use Alexa, to be honest. Is your use case like pretty typical, or do you think your family just found a use for it and then is using it this way?
No, I think this is pretty much the use case.
Mm.
It's kind of two things. It's the shopping and the controlling the home. Like those are kind of the two things that people use them for.
Yeah, because I was gonna say this homepage pretty much doesn't like optimize for that. In my opinion, I think this homepage tries to optimize for all the users. For example, everyone that's using locks, cameras, like you can have easy access to all these things. But I think if there's a way to make the homepage a little bit more optimized for your shopping list, or even like purchase things straight off of Amazon on your shopping list if you want, and then also have like your lights below it or something it's just easier to use without as much taps everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I think the experience would be a little bit more enjoyable.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't fault them for having like this sort of thing, the ads and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know that they're trying to promote all these other things, and I think that's fine. But I think you're right. The structure of it is a little, just a little off.
Yeah, I guess they tried it with his favorites, like you have your shopping list
Mm-hmm.
and like lights. The living room is on. You can create your favorites. Maybe it is just a UI like visual on like making it even easier to navigate certain items that you always want available. Because honestly, when the app first launched, and this is like literally my first time seeing everything, it felt busy.
Yeah,
I agree.
A little overwhelming, and it's weird because I don't think there's too much on the page, like on the homepage.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I don't think the hierarchy is done. Like there's not enough commitment to one thing where I can like lock and like start a process of organizing the page in my brain. But right now it just feels like everything. You want me to look at everything, and then everything becomes too much, and now I don't want to look at anything.
Right. Well, it's interesting. I was saying I don't fault them for doing this sort of thing. The one thing I might say I fault them for is they do both this and this more for you, which we know isn't for me, it's for them. Like I don't care about any of this stuff. This is them just trying to sell things to me. So they have two rows of cards that are just basically advertisements to me. And the stuff up top is more what I want. And I see what they're doing. Like the activity here is based on recent things that we've done. Now, I've never then you can see like the follow the stock market. I've never done anything about the stocks. They just want me to do that, right? Yeah. So I think part of it, to your point, is that they're trying to put a little bit of a heavy hand on the scale and say, this is what we want you to do. And an app like this, I feel like, is so much more usable if you let me do what I want to do, rather than, like I said, putting your hand on the scale, finger on the scale.
Well, it's an assistant, right? Alexa's supposed to be a hypothetical assistant.
Right, I suppose.
Should be like, Rick, Daniel,
Yeah, and that's actually a fair point. Like, these things should be better, right? The actual things on here. The favorites list, I get that. This activity, though, it is funny. Like, follow the stock market. Oh, I didn't realize I could follow the stock market. I guess I could see that being valuable, but I just think they've done too much to try and guide me away from what I actually want to do on the app.
Yeah, maybe tuck away all the extra bells and whistles in like an explore page or something. Like this is the other things you can do. Like if you have like 10 minutes and you're just like on your Alexa app for whatever reason, and then you happen to stumble upon it, that's more of like an enjoyable. Like, oh, I didn't know Alexa also did this. Let me see what it does.
Right.
Versus now, it's like, hey, this is what we do. Try it out.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, I don't really want to do that, you know.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Really quickly, how much do you guys experience? You know, there's like the buzzword. There's definitely, I heard personalization in like 2020, 21. Like, it's all anybody was talking about. How much do you guys deal with personalization and like data, right? Using consumer data to show them what they want to see.
That's a good question. It's interesting. I was just in a meeting yesterday. I don't think I can name the company, but they were just talking about the onboarding experience and how many other companies. Actually, maybe I will. So it's Brave. Brave is a web browser, privacy-based web browser, and they're saying, you know, many other companies specifically other web browsers, when you first download the browser, the first thing they ask you is, hey, do you want to import your data from Chrome so we can give you a better experience, or we can save your bookmarks? But what they're actually doing is disingenuous. They're not doing it just to get your bookmarks. They're doing it because when you import your data from Chrome, you're also importing your search history. And so they're doing it so that they can customize your experience based on your search history, and now they have your Chrome search history too. Rather than, you think you're just importing your bookmarks, but you're actually importing a whole lot more, and then they're customizing your experience based on that. And to me, that feels disingenuous, right? You're taking a step too far, doing something that you did, like, you asked if you could get my bookmarks, essentially, but then you said, it's like going into someone's medicine cabinet. It's like, oh, I need to go to the bathroom. And also, let me check out the medicine cabinet. Like, that's what it feels like.
Good. It's good.
Yeah. So, to some extent, there's a balance here with that personalization. And same with this app, the Alexa app. Like, how much they know about you. I think most of us here know that Amazon is not going to be the privacy company. Like, they're going to take any bit of data they have about you, and you know, as long as it doesn't feel creepy, they will do it. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think personalization is pretty important. I think every app, I don't know, maybe not every app, but most apps, I feel like the goal is to be as personalized as possible and scalable. There's always a balance between like how scalable can you make personalization, and you obviously need a bunch of data for that.
Yep.
But I do think Amazon probably has enough to make this page feel a bit more personalized to my day-to-day activities, especially if it's listening into my conversations.
Yeah.
Kind of hearing like maybe what time of day I'm typically going out to, or what day and what time I'm trying to go out to get to the shopping list. Like maybe sends me push notification during the time, and then like there's like a little banner on top saying like, this is your shopping list. Maybe you can schedule it to like set an alert like, hey, tell me to go shopping at this time so I can get food for my family. And then it's really easy to access and stuff like that. Yeah, or even like a push notification again, but then like a button that you can click, and then like it opens up the speaker on your phone, and then now you can speak your shopping list like last second, like, hey, you need to go shopping in the hours, any last like things you need to get, and then you can like quickly like get things done, and then boom, go in an hour.
Do you guys have your push notifications on for like everything, or is it just?
Oh man, that's a good question. Some of the apps, I'm pretty stingy on which apps I give notifications to.
Same.
How about you?
Same. But if it's useful to me, like if it's gonna remind me to get the shopping list, and then my fiance's gonna get mad at me if I don't get it, then it's gonna be on.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine are like all off, but I see I see how they all want. So it's such an interesting time because they all want them on, obviously.
Right.
So it's like, okay, now it's like, how do you become an app where I want to turn? So I'm definitely someone who turns them all off.
Right.
So it's like, what is the app that I would turn it on for? And I think a lot of what I see, especially in the personalization world, I remember them talking about personalization and we care about you, but it's like
there's a disconnect.
Yeah, it's like you don't really care about me. You just want me to like do your thing. So it's like
Right.
Alexa is a glorified assistant. An assistant should be like, I'm serving Rick, I'm serving Daniel, but instead it's like a sort of a selfish assistant. Like I'm gonna like
That's a really good way of putting it. Interesting, Daniel. We were just talking with another client, front desk. They're doing like concierge home services, so like managing your whole home and like your cleaning and the mowing the lawn and all that stuff. And we were just talking about the projects with them and how we're building an MVP for them right now. With them, I should say, we're partnering with them, and the MVP won't have too much of that, but the long-term vision, and Daniel, you were talking about this in the meeting the other day, the long-term vision is that it does get personalized, it gets smarter over time to understand what sort of things that you need on your dashboard, you personally need on your dashboard. And I think there's a way to do that, going back to like don't be creepy thing, right? There's a way to do that without being creepy. With the home services, with front desk, we're not trying to be, dig into all your calendars and all your other, things outside of our context. We're using just our context to personalize your experience. And I think that's maybe where it starts to get a little bit too far, is when you try and expand beyond the context that the person you're personalizing for thinks that you're expanding to.
That and like trust. I think a lot of apps just kind of inherently think, oh, we'll trust the app, but then a lot of brands and like apps kind of need to build that trust, and I think that trust takes time. The more reliable like an app and brand is, the more likely I'm willing to give like maybe my calendar information, like different types of info. Like Alexa is a huge company. It's not that there's gonna be a huge like security breach or anything. I'm not that. It's like immune to it, but I think I'll be not as inclined to give my information to Alexa just because I know that they're going to use that for. I don't know what they're going to use it for. It is not sure how honest it is, but then the more times that Alexa kind of like is transparent and kind of tells me we need your information for this, so we can personalize this, and we'll use it strictly just for this. You know what? I'll try this one time and see how it is, and if it's an enjoyable experience, like I might start trusting it more with like other things, and then like slowly it'll start building rapport with me at least, and then I don't know, give it my social security number at some point.
Right.
It's really smart, honestly, because I don't know, tell me if I'm wrong, but like I feel like the app experience that I've encountered, and I do want to move on to another thing, but the app experiences that I've encountered are like once you download it, you get all the questions. Like, hey, do you want to do this? Do you want to turn this on? Do you want to give us access to it? And then like I never see anything else again, other than review this. Like, I'll see that over and over again. Hey, we're ready to review this. But, like, I never see them later on down the line. Daniel, kind of to your point, like, once you maybe have built trust with me, and now I am ready. Because, for me, as a user, it's very unlikely that I'll go into my settings and go and turn on notifications after that first ask. So it's like, if there was and I don't know, you tell me if I'm wrong, maybe apps do this, but, like, you've built enough trust, ask me again to turn on the push notifications. Or you've built enough trust, ask later on to get my contacts. Over the first time, where it's just like, it's becoming just like an e-commerce pop-up, where you see it and you're like, you just know right where the X is. Boom.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's the same thing. I'm just like, cancel.
It's a not now.
Exactly. It's interesting you mentioned that, because ironically, in a meeting yesterday, we were just talking about the onboarding experience, and for browser, right? And it's the set as default, and the current setup, and I think they'd be okay with me saying this. The current setup for Brave is that set as default is the very first part of downloading Brave is set this as your default browser. But we haven't even started dating yet, and you're asking to get married, right? Yeah. I don't even know if I like the browser. And so why would I set it as default now before unless someone has given me a really, really strong recommendation for Brave, like, you got to try it for a couple weeks and see how it works. But for me, one of the things, going to your point, like, and I think a lot of people at Brave agree with this. But it's just, how it has been is that it's some people want it to be default. They see the numbers, they see it, and like, this is going to be helpful. But to me as a user, I feel like it's too early, right? It's why don't we use this app for a while and then I'll say, okay, yeah, I think this is good. I'm going to set this as my default browser.
I think that's right. I think maybe I think maybe what they're going for, if I'm thinking of the funnel, is like the chances of me as that type, or maybe that type of user is like, if I say no, I won't go back and change it. But if I say yes, I also won't go back and change it. So it's like, let's see how many yeses we can get. So,
it's almost like you're this is a bad way of putting it, but you're wanting to trick people into using your app. And it's just, you know, it's like, oh, next time you click a link, it's going to come in on our app. And to me, it's, if I use an app, I can understand the logic too, where it's like, if you really want to try out an app, you really should make it so that when you click an app, a link in Mail, that it automatically goes to that app. But again, I feel like most people are kicking the tires first, trying to understand if it's something they want to use, and then they go into, all right, you know what, I do want to set this as default. But like that switch, or that step, I should say, is before you do anything in the app. So you don't even know yet what the app looks like, much less what it feels like to use. And so, like I said, to be fair, I think there's something to be said for, give us a chance, give us a try.
Yeah.
In my mind, I think that's too soon. So we've gotten a little off track from Alexa, but I think this is great. I know we only have a couple minutes left, so we'll just stay with Alexa. So with that, based on what you guys have seen, I know that I'm the only one that has really used this app on a daily basis. I'm curious what you guys think about this. What do you give the Alexa app?
I don't want to be mean, but I wouldn't use it.
Yeah.
Do you rank it on like 10, scale of 10?
Well, we were doing a letter grade before.
Oh yeah, letter grade. Yeah, I'm like just at glance, I'm like a C.
Mm-hmm. I would give it a C if it wasn't for one. Oh, what's this now? No, thank you. X, 2, 3 taps to get there. I cannot stress that enough. I hate that so much. I almost give it an F, but I'll give them a D because they got some other things. So I give it a D.
Yeah, I'm probably in the same realm.
Yeah. And
you guys would guess that they have just an Alexa team only working on this?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, and I know they similar like Audible. They have an Audible team that works on just the Audible app. Some of the people
I'm sure there's like a bunch of other restrictions that we're totally just ignoring.
Yeah.
But this is just a fresh take with fresh eyes, honest opinions, unfiltered from three random users' opinions. So I think, for what it's worth, you can send this over to your execs. Hey, you guys don't like it.
Right. No, it's a good point. I mean, we're probably missing a bunch of business goals that they have.
Oh yeah.
But I also do think that, to some extent, that there's probably an opportunity for them to take this and make this just a little bit cleaner, especially this dashboard. And if I have one thing that I could ask the team to do, it's this stupid 3-step process. I cannot stress that enough. So
yeah, dude.
Awesome.
Even if it's like a sheet and then you could put the input bar on top.
Yep. I mean, yeah, exactly. It should be pretty. That seemed to me as a pretty straightforward one. By the way, that's the thing I should mention is this is actually I am moving away from Alexa partly because of this. So we're moving actually to Siri for home automation. I just haven't done it yet, and this is actually part of the reason.
Hey, we're cutting it.
Yep. So, yeah, there you go.
Fair.
Awesome. Well, this has been Unfiltered with the Upstory team, or at least part of the Upstory team.
No boring meetings.
No boring meetings. Yeah. This has been fun. All right, guys. We'll talk to you. Have a great week. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Peace.
Bye.